Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, once again, this is Gregory Walls coming live to you this morning, not in Houston, Texas, but still in the windy city of Chicago. We'll be leaving here later today. You guys are listening on Friday. My son had a basketball camp here in Chicago, so we're here, but leaving today. So I'm talking to you again from Chicago this morning. Hey, for the first time listeners, I just get some exercise. Good morning, it's Patricia Blackman. Good morning. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great day so far. Yes, for the first time listeners, I just get some exercise in the mornings and I share my thoughts with you guys. Whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day, I'll share with you guys. So today I'm not going to do too much of walking around, because from here, just going to get ready to head back to Houston. So I'm going to just do my little talk. I'm going to go back to Houston and get my work in. Mr. Osmond Smith, good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you doing? Hope it's a great day. Ms. Karen McKen, good morning. How are you doing today? How are you guys doing today? Yeah, so just check out on YouTube if you miss anything. And I have lots of stuff on there, right? I was from Philadelphia. Here, Karen. Okay. How the weather is in Philadelphia. I hope it's great weather here. Hey, right now here in Chicago, the weather is beautiful. They're saying this is not how it is. It's nice, like 61 degrees. I would bottle some of this weather and take it back to Houston, because we're hitting the 100 mark these last days with a lot of humidity. So this here, 61, is a perfect weather right now. I'll just enjoy it. I'll enjoy this weather. All right, so let me get into it today. Today, hey, what I want to talk about, I talk about this about a year ago. So I think it's a good time for a reminder for the people who are listening, and for the new people, this could help you a lot, right? It's Tessa Hunt. Good morning, cuz. Good morning. How are you doing? So what I want to talk about today, like I said, it could be a good reminder for some people. About a year ago, we talked about this. So what I want to talk about is the principle of asking again. The principle of asking, right? How do you ask and get what you want? How do you ask and get what you want? The most time people are like, you know what, I don't like asking. I don't like asking people for stuff, because we're not doing it right? So this is, so we can use two scriptures that we can use to ask and get what we want, right? First, we're going to start with James 4:2. James 4:2 said, you want something, but you don't get it. You kill and you covet, but you cannot have what you want. You quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God, right? He says, so people want something, they don't get it. They kill, people killing and stealing, right? They kill, they covet, you still can't get it. You quarrel and you fight. But he's saying you do not have because you do not ask God. So in a nutshell, what the scriptures is saying, you're asking the wrong people, right? We're asking the wrong people for the stuff that we want, right? Why did I say that? Let's go on to Matthew 7:7 and 7:8, and we can put these two together and see how we can ask God and how we can use these scriptures here to get what we want, right? So Matthew 7:7 and 8. So it says, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Then 8 says, for everyone who asks, receive. He who seeks, finds. And to him who knocks, the door will be open, right? So let's put these two together and see how we're gonna use them, right? First, it said we asking the wrong people. We need to ask God for what we want, right? So first, we can remember, God don't come down and give you nothing. He don't come and knock at your door, or you're gonna knock at his door and he say, okay, look what you want and give it to you. No, he do it through people, right? He used people here on earth to bless us with what we asking him for, right? So first of all, it's saying we asking the wrong people. We need to ask God, right? So we can go before him with a quick prayer and say, God, just thank you. You said to ask. We should be asking you for what you want. In James 4:2, saying we do not have because we're not asking you. So Father, I'm asking you right now. And you said to give you back your word. In Matthew 7:7 and 8, you said ask and it will be given to you. You said if we seek, we will find. And if we knock, the door will be open, Father. So I'm asking you right now to direct me where to look, where to seek, Father, which doors to knock on and who to ask, so I can do not waste time and I can get what I want, Father. Just thank you. You can say a quick prayer, use those two scriptures in there like that, right? Because he said to give him back his word. So you're giving him back his word. So let's go and break down Matthew 7:7 and 8 now and see how we can use this principle for asking, right? First, let's take the seek, right? Let's seek. If you asking for something, right, find the people who have that similar interest of yours for the project that you asking for. You need to find those people, right? Like for me, sports. I love sports. So especially now the summertime, the kids trying to go on the little tours, on the little baseball team, the soccer team, the basketball team, or whatever. They can be at those grocery stores in the uniform with a coach, and they can come up to you and ask them if they can support the team because they got to travel somewhere. Man, most times I give. If I have, I give it, because that's a passion of mine. I love sports. I love especially youth sports. I like helping the youths to do what they need to do. So, and you could look back in your own things. What's the things you give the most to, right? You give to something that you're passionate about, right? Where you think you're going to make a difference, something that you have an interest in. If somebody asks you, you more freely give it to them rather than something else you don't have an interest in. Like I know I used to go to church, and I had a couple there. They were really interested in the homeless, helping the homeless. So they went, I think, to drive all the way to Arizona. They bought this kind of trailer with like a little caravan thing, and they had a shower set up in there, and they used to get donation with clothes, and they would go around to different spots and help the homeless people, at least give them a shower once a week and a new change of clothes. That was their passion, right? Helping the homeless people. But if they need help and they need support for that project, and they're going to call somebody who passion is about the environment, they want to, they're very interested in global warming and the environment, and you go to them, they may not support your project because it's a good project that you have that's very important, but their passion is to, in global warming, helping the environment. So if they're going to ask that person for some donations for their project, people might say, you know what, they might give a little, or they may not give nothing at all, because it's not a passion of theirs. So first you got to do your research and find the people who have that similar interest, who passion is for that thing that you are doing, right? Because there's lots of money out there. There's lots of people who want to volunteer their time, their resources, but they want to put it to an area where they think that they can making a difference, right? So you do your research and find those people, those organizations, whoever it is, who have that similar interest and who want to support. Because a lot of people have the money and the time, but the money is to support certain things, but they don't have the time. So they would put the money behind. If you're going to do it and do it right, they would support you, right? So first, when you find these people now, you want to knock. You want to knock on these doors now, right? You want to knock on these doors. So when you do your research, you get a phone number, you get an address, you get an email address, whatever. So you make that contact now with that person. You make that contact, you explain to them what you're doing. Because lots of time you might call up a company for donations. They might take the call, hey, hello, this is, Johnson & Johnson, what's your nature of your call? You might say, I'm looking for donations. And say, what's your cause? And then you might say, okay, my cause is, getting homeless people off the street. It was like, but Mr. Smith, now his passion is the environment. He global warming, the boss, so who's going to release the funds? And they might say, Mr. Smith is busy, we can't see him right now. But if you say, my project is about global warming, they're like, okay. And they find you an appointment quickly, right? Because that's the company or that boss has a passion for that thing, and he most likely will support that, right? Because they don't want to take somebody in front of the boss and knowing that that's not, wasting his time, right? So they can put somebody in front of him with something that they know he would listen to and most likely will support, right? So we knocking, right? Now we knocking. We just not knocking on any doors, right? You remember, we praying to God to ask him to send us to the right doors. So when we do our research, he can guide us to the right people. So now we just not knocking on any doors. We knocking on the doors most likely will open to us, right? This is scripture, right? He said knock, but knock on the right doors. So now we get into the ask phase now. You remember he said seeking, you're seeking and knocking. Now you're asking, right? Now you get in front of those people. You got to have a plan, though. You always have to have a plan. People don't mind supporting. People don't mind doing things. But you have to have a plan, right? If you ask them to donate, to volunteer their time, you want to make sure you have a plan. Okay, this is what I need volunteer for from this time to this time. I need volunteers to volunteer with the kids. I need them to speak on about this. If it, you give them a time, you give them a date, you tell them exactly, let them make comfortable when they do volunteer their time Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 4 to 8. They know know what they're doing, where they're going, what's the expectations, right? You have a plan. If you're asking for money, you always want to show how you're going to spend these people money, right? Like you said, it's simple, you know, I use sports again. You want to take your team somewhere, you say, well, this is for a bus. We're going to rent a bus. It's going to cost us $1,000. And then we got a hotel for 10 people. It's going to cost, you know, $100 a room. That's another $1,000 a day. We can stay 3 nights. It's an extra $3,000. So we up to $4,000 now. And this is for meals. It's another $500. And you show them how you're going to spend their money, right? How you're going to spend their money if they give it to you. And the next tip, and what people fail when they're asking, right? When you ask for what you need, right? Don't just ask for a little. Your project is $10,000. Don't go and ask for $1,000. Oh, I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to ask for too much. No, you ask for what? Tell them what your project costs. My whole project for carry these kids from here to there and bring them back is $10,000, right? You let them know how, and let they decide how much they're going to donate. Because when you go and ask, let's say you want to ask for $1,000. They give you $1,000, okay, but you still need 9,000 more, so you gotta go and find 9 other people to get the next 1,000. Well, you go in front of Mr. Smith and tell him he might be so driven by your project because his son play a little league and all of that. He bring back all memories for his son, and when they win the championships and all that, he might say, what? Boom, drop 10,000 on you. You're done. Or 5,000 or 6 or he might give you way more than you might think he might donate. You don't decide how much people let them decide that, right? Let they decide that. You never ask him for too much. You don't know how much too much. You go in front of Mr. Smith, got billions of dollars, and you thinking 10,000 is too much for him. No, you let him decide, right? So you tell them what your project is going to cost, and let they decide how much they're going to donate, right, guys? So this is the principle. Good morning, Jillian. Good morning, Big Sis, right? So this is a little principle of asking, right? You ask for what you want, but first, do your research. Find people with similar interests. You knock, make that contact, get in front of them, tell them what you want, and then you ask for what you want. You don't just ask for a little. Ask, tell them exactly how much it costs, guys. So, right, so let me go over James 4:2. It's saying, let me read it over. You want something, but you do not get it. You kill and you covet, but you cannot have what you want. You quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God, right? You do not ask him, right? And then Matthew 7:8 said, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks, receive. He who seeks, finds. And to him who knocks, the door will open, right? So you put these two together, guys, and you apply this principle to whatever, whether it's you're looking for a job, whether it's a small business, whether it's a little, your club, your private social club you're in, whether it's a ministry, the church. You use these two principles in this order, and 9 out of 10 times you will get what you asking for. Number one is scriptural. Number one, you're doing your research, and you will be successful, guys. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Have a great day. A happy Monday, and I hope this bless you to start off the week, guys. And we'll talk again on Wednesday when I'm back in the great city of Houston, Texas, guys. Have a great day, and thank you all for checking in and watching live. Okay, bye.